All right, folks, we're going to talk about Gary Russell Jr. fight tonight. Today, Gary Russell Jr. took the second loss of his boxing career against Manny Pacquiao fighter Max Sayo. Now, the real story of this tape is Gary Russell Jr. was coming into this fight injured, and he hasn't fought in over 2 years, right? Not to take anything from Sayo, but those are the facts. He came in the fight injured, 2 year layoff. And in his mind, he thought he could actually beat this young, hungry lion. In retrospect, it was a mistake to get in the ring tonight for Gary Russell Jr. But at the same time, not having to fight in over 2 years, it's a long layoff, and he needed to kind of knock off the rust. And if he would have postponed the fight, who knows when he would have fought the next time, right? So I kind of get the situation of wanting to fight, getting back in the ring, but as you can see, that was a huge mistake. Around the third or fourth round, Russell re-injured his shoulder, and from then on, it was downhill. He had his moments here and there. I actually gave him a 12th round, but overall, he definitely lost the fight. He threw zero jabs after the fourth round. After the fourth round, I think he threw only two in the fourth, and it was downhill from there. Unfortunately for him, he injured the hand that he uses the most, and that was it. You know, Maxell did a really good job. I like to see a young, hungry fighter get in the ring, show that what he has to offer. I think we're going to see some great things with that guy in the future. As far as Gary Russell, the question is where does he go from here? Maxell wasn't very interested in a rematch. I doubt there's a rematch clause. This was a mandatory challenger, I believe. So we'll see. I think when it comes to Gary Russell Jr., no one wanted to fight him when he had a belt, and no one's gonna want to fight him without a belt. It's sad, but the reality is it's true. If he can't get a rematch, then it's gonna be tough for him, man. Like I don't see where he's gonna go from here. I don't think he should retire. I think he deserves another shot. But as you can see, even with the Lomachenko fight, he never got that rematch as well. It doesn't look too good for Gary Russell. Great fighter, but the politics of boxing, he's probably going to get sidelined and he's going to sit on the shelf. But also, he has the shoulder injury. He has to kind of deal with and decide, is he going to need surgery? And at the end of the day, it's something he probably should have taken care of during these last 2 years. You know, because of this injury, he's probably going to be out a year anyway. So it's tough, man. It's a tough situation, man. I know he had a lot of family situations going on. He was trying to get a fight. It's tough, man. I like Gary Russell. I like to see him more active. Even if he's fighting lower opponents, he needs to knock off that ring rust. He needs to get back in there and be more consistent. I know sometimes the bigger paydays, people want the bigger paydays and the money. He's just gonna probably have to take less money, like Floyd Mayweather did in the beginning, to get those fights, to get more fights. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but he's an older fighter too, so it's tough, man. It's a tough situation, man. But just want to let everybody know, Gary Russell Jr. take his second L in his boxing career. First to Lomachenko, second one to Sayo, uh, Manny Pacquiao's fighter. So, but he's representing the wild card LA gym. So, good to see Freddie Roach with another championship fighter. But outside of that, man, let me know your thoughts below. Do you think Gary Russell won a fight? I definitely thought he lost. Really because he stopped throwing. That's really the tale of the fight. He had his moments. I know he thought he won, but no, he definitely lost in my opinion. But if you thought he won, let me know your thoughts below. I thought it was gonna be. I'm surprised that someone had a 14-14, one of the judges, but overall he lost really by 1 point, 15-13. So he would have just did. If he was active just a little bit more, he probably could have squeezed out a draw, but he did not. So, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more. This is the Fight Digest. We break down fights and more. Until next time, everybody, keep them hands up. Peace.